Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. I tried to do yesterday, but the reports that we were getting from the National Weather Service were saying that we were going to have some severe weather. So I made it for today. So we wouldn't need to be concerned about lightning or the lighting, fluctuating and changing and going crazy. Morning, Cherry. We've got a great card of the day for today. Is the Fool card. And we had a new moon in Libra. Wait. Aries. Sorry. I don't know why I said Libra. Something Libra's going on. Hi, William. It's nice to see everyone here. Let the notifications go out. Hi, lucky girl. How great to see you this morning. I hope everyone's having good weather. We're sort of having one of those really weird, cloudy, gray, after all the rain and storms, which continued well on into the early morning hours. Hi, Miss Prairie. So we had the Aries new moon, and we're still in the energy of that. And we have the Fool card for our card of the day. You can always find us on Facebook and Instagram. I do a card of the day every day. I also did one for the week for Cape Coral Life. And that one was the Nine of Swords. But that was for the whole week. This one, the Fool card, is with that new moon. What a better time, what a better card to get to start new projects. Many of us are getting our second shot, and we can adventure out more. A lot of you have already had both shots, and congratulations to you. You got lots of rain, Prairie? Okay, so the Fool card is about sometimes we take some risks. They don't have to be big risks, but it's also a card of new beginnings, taking baby steps or a leap of faith like he's getting ready to take. But we do need to also use our GPS if we're going somewhere new, so look both ways before you cross the streets. But this is the perfect time to start new projects, to make a new chapter in your life, any kind of new adventure, new journey, new garden, new anything. It's all about the new you right now and what you want to bring to fruition by the full moon. All right. Oh, good for you, Sherry. Okay, so that's card of the day. Wow, I have a lot of questions here. Hi, Kim. We're going to ask about the future of the NRA. We're going to ask about Josh Hawley actually collected over $3 million after he did the attempt to block the election results. I'm going to take a look at his future. In a previous reading, we saw that Harris and Vice President Harris and her team that are heading up the task force at the border, we saw that they would make agreements with Guatemala and Honduras and Mexico, and that has already come true. So we'll see we'll do a continuation of that. Ukraine war zone with Moscow. They're amassing more troops there. We need to take a look to see if we're going to be sending ships to the Black Sea. I also wanted to ask about the ruler of Dubai's daughter. The UAE hasn't proven that Princess Latifa is alive, and there are many groups who want to see proof of her. So we'll take a look at her. Sunday night in 60 Minutes, Anthony Blinken said it would be foolish for Russia to put more troops or advance on Ukraine. It would also be foolish for China to attack or provoke Ukraine. So we're going to ask about the Ukraine. Taiwan. China to strike Taiwan, will they? So we'll ask about Ukraine and Russia, and then China and Taiwan. Those are two hot spots. Also want to take a look at how Trump did a speech at Maralago, and some of the Republicans didn't like it. So I want to see just exactly how they felt after that. And that might be a good place to start, actually. Josh Hawley. And then Publix Heiress Julie Fancelli. I want to know about her future. Is she coming up for any charges? Because that group that she heads up paid for the speech and the platform on January 6th, and also the big meeting down at Doral where they hired Matt Gaetz to come speak about Women for America. So let's see. She's just, trucking right along. Are we going to hear about her getting into trouble? And I also want to know, if we have time, did Trump actually refuse to meet with Matt Gaetz? Okay. Where did I say I wanted to start? Let's start with the Publix Heiress, Julie Fancelli. Is she going to get into any? Is she going to have any repercussions? Oh, also, I wanted to look at her too, because there was that big report on 60 Minutes about to Satan and his, their contribution to his campaign, and then he gave them the exclusive rights to distribute the vaccine first. So let's just take a look at Heiress, Julie Fancelli. Is she going to get into trouble? Publix Heiress Julie Fancelli. Suffer any repercussions? What's in her future? Okay, and I apologize if the clouds go in and out, the lighting changes. I see Zinni just walked across behind me. She's just still trying to make things happen, planning more meetings. 3 of Pentacles. She thinks she's going to escape. The thing is, her strategy, if this is 7 of Swords on its side, her strategy doesn't really work. So I think she has some problems coming. She's going to, say, I wasn't, funding this to help there be a march on the Capitol. She thinks she's sitting pretty. I also think Publix just wants to distance themselves from her, and her activities. But she's already been told there could be some issues. I think she's already been told. She isn't afraid, though. And she's going to try to stick to her moral values, but getting mixed up in all this government stuff could bite her in the you-know-what. She does not want to. She is probably so far down the crocodile hole tunnel. All right. All right, so I think there are going to be some problems coming for her from the government, because this is something being announced. So that doesn't look, doesn't look like she does so well with that. She's okay now and previously. She doesn't want to listen. Doesn't want to listen. And that's, that's forever trump card, right? 4 of Cups. So, yeah, this is something being revealed. I think there's more to come out, because this is opposite of it. And it could be specific individuals. Yep, that's on the bottom. We're going to say it's a male, one particular male. So this will be announced. All right. It doesn't look terrible, but I don't think she can sneak out of it. I don't think so. I wonder if it's one of the peanut butter boys. I call them that because that's what Jen Lynn calls Wackerdoodles and peanut butter boys. And speaking of Jen Lynn, her birthday is tomorrow, and I will be joining. I'll be one of the guest readers. We're going to do readings on her channel at 7 Central, so it's 8 Eastern. And it's going to be all topics and questions of the 60s. So if you have any questions, add them to the comments after our live, not in the chat, please, and thank you. All right, and then join us tomorrow. And I think she's doing the donations to the National Humane Society. I think that's what she said previously. I don't know if there's any changes of that. All right, so we got for Fancelli, the Devil and the Hermit. Devil's in the details, right? Someone's going to be shining the light on her. I wouldn't be so happy if I was her. Wouldn't be so confident. All right, let's just do one quick flip on did Trump turn down Matt Gaetz? Now, he did give him something. He helped him with something. And Matt Gaetz is imploding. He just keeps giving. He's the gift that just keeps giving. All right, did Trump say he wouldn't? Did he turn down? Did he refuse to meet with Matt Gaetz? Did Trump refuse to meet with Matt Gaetz? If you can, guys, hit the thumbs up button. Thank you. It helps so much. Of course, they both already knew previously when this began, and they've done a lot of different things together. They're right there connected to the devil together. He doesn't really like what Matt Gaetz did. He thinks he was, he acted out, and that Gaetz is childish. Now, I've always seen that Gaetz is going to get off. If you're just joining us for the first time, welcome, and please hit the subscribe button. Turn it from red to gray. Thanks. And but we've seen all along that Gaetz is not. He may lose his political career, but he isn't going to have. He's going to get off somehow because he has threatened to blackmail and bring down the other rethugs by stating who took Russian oligarch money. And he's, so they've already had talks about this and they've gone back and forth. So there's already some really big drama there. Here's the news that just came out. Yeah, he thinks he does want to try to shut him up before he does something, the gift that keeps giving. He wants to try to shut him up from doing something. Wow. Okay. I don't think that he's declined a meeting. No, and here's the exact same card that I got when Becca asked me to ask if Matt Gaetz got some sort of a pocket pardon. He has received something. A word of caution, I'm sure, but then also being told, that they would help him somehow. Because he thinks he's got this.
for the future.
No, he did see him. He did meet with him. But he's also told him that you were foolish. You shouldn't have acted so, shouldn't have done some of those childish things. But no, he met with him. So I'm getting that isn't true. I like CNN, but but there's some big fallout. A lot of drama. And I think he said, if I go down, we've gotten this for him too, the tower, because he's imploding, right? So he can't hold his cool. And he just continues to be ridiculously foolish. GM tape. I love when the Republicans are infighting. Is David in the house today? A sip of water. Hope everyone's feeling better. Okay, boy, that's a big question for me to write all that out. All right, let me just do it right now. Let's see if we can get this together, Jay. Oil heiress Anna Betoza, arrested in mafia fuel fraud. It uncovered the gigantic convergence of mafia groups working together. Is Kushner involved? All right, so is Jared Kushner involved with the mafia groups? Is Jared Kushner involved with the mafia groups? Gigantic convergence of mafia groups working together. Is Kushner involved? He's sort of gone silent, hasn't he? It's the silent ones we need to be afraid of, not the Matt Gaetzes of the world right now. Right? The plot thickens. Oh boy. Well, that's on its side. Devil's on its side. So it could have been fuel and drugs for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. He's involved with, he's done a deal, spoken with, met with. It could be a completely different off this topic deal, but he is and has had a meeting with one of them. Hey, trailer, you love. There's been money exchanges, something he didn't want to do. I'm going to say that Kushner is involved. I am going to say with one in particular, right? He's got a wow, we'll have to revisit him. I'm going to look at him. Because that's a lot of activity. Boy, it really is a big investigation and huge. Hi, Miss Becca. I just spoke your name. Okay, so yeah, he doesn't want people to know about it. It's the shell game. It might not have to do with the fuel thing, but he did have meetings. And I guess as more of this comes out, we'll find out more about that. There were money exchanges. Definitely, because we had the offers, money exchanges with the Six of Pentacles, could even be laundering, and a lot of activity. So that was a good question. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you, Jay, for typing out the question. Blessings to you. Many blessings to you and to Lucky Girl and Sherry, all the other moderators, T-Barb and Mystery Achiever. All right. Who's next? Let's take a look at, like I said, Anthony Blinken was on 60 Minutes and said it would be foolish for the Ukraine to increase their troops at the war zone border, that it would be foolish for Russia to increase their troops at the Ukraine border. So let's see if we're going to send any ships or military personnel to the Black Sea. This is a big struggle. The area is very tense. Are we sending troops to the Black Sea? Ships to the Black Sea, troops to the Black Sea. Oh, I'm going to say yes, we're sending someone. This is new activity, and a declaration, words, because, you know, the magician is mercurial, and wow, that's strange. 6 of coins on its side. So every time I read about Putin, we get that he's getting red hot, you know, just really mad, because what Biden and the allies, our allies, are doing is really squeezing him. Well, we've helped before. There's our card that fell out. So it really is an unstable atmosphere. Very tense, very unstable. Wow. Looks like we don't want to spend the money for it. Man, don't want to do it, but we're sticking together. So, you know, at least these two have each other. And this is a very, very difficult time. 5 of Pentacles means your guides and angels are, you know, recognizing that whoever we're asking about is having a very difficult time, feeling defeated, losing hope. But they are together. We're going to offer to help. There's government decisions with offers. The Hierophant. We will. I'm surprised I didn't see the 8 of Wands for sea travel. I'm surprised we don't have the Chariot here either. We are going to help them, though. We certainly are. I don't know how much, but there's some relief inside. We go from the 5 of Pentacles. I think it gets worse because this is the doorstep. You know, this is what's next. So I think it gets, the energy becomes more dense and more troubling. But then we do, boy, there's a lot of uncertainty about this. But then we help out. Okay. All right. Oops. Okay, so now let's take a look at, will China strike Taiwan? Because he also warned against that. So it's pretty tense when you have to sort of, you didn't want to get into hypotheticals about what would happen, but he was firm. with his statement. All right. Will China make a move on Taiwan? Will they do a strike on Taiwan? Yes or no, please, angels. I can't imagine, well, you know, we can't imagine anybody doing that, right? But there's some really stressful tensions going on about the origin of the crown bug. Oops, same card. Can you believe it? I'm amazed when this happens, but, you know, not incredulous. All right. Well, they're not following rules. They're doing something that goes against our moral values and Taiwan's moral values. Now, that's interesting. When I get those two aces together, that is a change of place and possibly, now we have the Eight of Wands, right? A different portal, a different entry way, a different spot than expected, a different delivery. Whoops. Okay, this starts to get hot. So there's a lot of concern about this happening. Now, usually when we get this, there's more concern than needed because we want them to retain their freedom. When this happens, it happens quickly. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now this is, you know, see all these. Isn't that weird that with the Russia-Ukraine reading, we had almost all minor arcana. And when we're asking about China and Taiwan, we're getting, well, we already have 5 majors here. Oh boy. Okay. So, wow, there's 2 very important women working on this. We have 2 queens right up at the top. I know we were talking about Blinken, but we've got queens here. I don't know who heads up their government. But we're asking if China will strike. I'm gonna say, what does this woman have to do? I have to ask a clarification about that. Maybe this is just representing money. I'm very concerned about this. So now we have 5, right? 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This heats up. And China's definitely taking risks. So that isn't good. So I think we'll get a lot more information. Maybe this is a female reporter. All right. So that is a tense, very tense situation going forward. Quickly escalating. That's a quick escalating situation. And both came up with the Ace of Swords. All right. If you're just joining us, hi, Mari. Hope we didn't have any big issues with storms. I saw Bradenton really got it bad, and I hope, Jay, you didn't have any problems either. All right, so we took a look at Ukraine. So those are very, well, of course, they're very serious situations, but each one has a difficult energy around it right now as we move forward this week. Okay, so we asked about this, Ukraine and Blinken. All right, so let's ask about the future of the NRA. The storms were really bad yesterday. Yeah, I wanted to be able to focus, and so I didn't go live. And then they didn't start till a little bit later anyway, so. Okay, I'm glad you're safe, Jay. All right. So yeah, it's just sort of cloudy and gray here today, not a typical, but that keeps it cool. What is the future of the NRA? They've got lawsuits, they move, headquarters. Hi, Steve. Greetings from Toledo. Oh, their dealings, their financial dealings are gonna, and then, you know, they're claiming they don't have enough money. So this is big trouble for them. You know, they go from the 9 of Pentacles to the 5 right on top. So that's losing ground, losing energy. They're trying to be proactive, but some of the stuff that they're doing isn't making any sense. Someone's coming after them. Yeah, Queen of Cups always confirms that what we're talking about, we're on track. Yeah, and there's still another change of places. There's also going to come up something about in one particular state, and donations and events that they planned. This is another event that they are sponsoring. The Star. Okay. They're losing money. Their energy is leaking out, right? We've got this in the hopes and fears. They're trying to get people to give them more money, you know, but I think there's a land or building deal that gets exposed. And I think they're in trouble. And the King of Cups is mean I'm lying. Yeah, they're in trouble. Yeah. One man in particular is going down. Loses everything. Completely goes upside down with that hangman. So that isn't good for them. Thank you, Miss Sherry. All right. There's a lot of investigations going on about them right now. Okay. Trump's fiery speech. Trump's speech at Maralago. How did the Republicans, after he dissed Turtle Man, he dissed Turtle, he dissed Pence, how did the Republicans that attended, what was their feeling about Donald Trump? when the speech was over. The Republicans I can ask about Ron Watkins too. Thanks, lucky girl. Oh, thanks, Miss Rhonda. That's very kind of you. It's a great way to start off a Monday. All right, Trump's fire speech at Mar-a-Lago. How do the Trump Republicans feel about him after he finished his speech? And of course, Liz Cheney has already spoken about it. But how did the ones in attendance feel when he was done? That's funny. That's our card of the day for the day, which I do at the beginning of the reading, if you're just joining us. And we talked about taking risks. So they feel like him dissing McConnell was taking a risk. And they don't see isn't that he's losing stature. He's losing his stability. They didn't see it as classy. So that, you know, the Nine of Pentacles is a real class act with a lot of wisdom. I think they thought he blew it. Wow. They did not see him as some of the things that he said, they did not feel were wise at all. Yeah. And shouldn't be putting, you know, swords in the splitting people apart. Isn't that something? So some of them there feel that he just doesn't hold the power that he did anymore. And some of them are confused, like, I don't know what to do. This guy's a nut. He's splitting the party, leaking energy and acting foolish. So that's, and that he, I think there's, I know we're asking about this speech. Maybe the surroundings were icky too. You know, I mean, I know it's Mar-a-Lago, but he said that Mar-a-Lago's struggling. We did a reading on that. They were asked to give money, but there are some of them that are not going to do this again. There are some of them that will not return. They didn't like it. This isn't, I'm a happy camper with what he said. Yeah, some of them, I guess he really sort of blew it. You know? Did he actually yell? He must have yelled because he wouldn't get the tower if he didn't. Isn't that funny? So we got that for him, and we also get the tower for Matt Gaetz. Oh, yeah, they felt that he was petty, fighting words. I don't think they want to give money to him anymore. I don't think some of them are turning. They're not going to do it. Some of them will say, now we're just sort of stuck with him, so we'll just, you know, continue to go. But they've lost hope. He really showed a side of himself to them that he's lost energy. So, wow. And he wanted a lot of cash for this. So I have no idea what he charged, but they felt that he acted very foolish and said words that split the party. So they didn't feel very good, and they wish they wouldn't have spent their money for that. So they came out of there feeling like, oh my God, we're stuck with this joker. Okay. But he's losing his power. apparently he did not appear, he didn't appear, well, of course to us, he didn't appear wise, but he didn't appear together, you know, so to what their expectations were. It looks like he had a hard time getting started with it. I think some of them wanted to leave and they got stuck. All right. All right. Let's take a look, because Larry Girl was talking about Ron Watkins and his possibly being the lead quackerdoodle, or you know. So let's see, what's the future like for Ron Watkins? I guess he made some sort of gaffe on an interview. Was that on YouTube? All right. And remember, if you're just joining us, tomorrow is Jen Lynn's birthday. We'll be live on her channel for donations and asking all questions about all things 60s. So I've got to come up with some good. I'll ask my brother tonight, too. Ron Watkins, what's his future look like? Ron Watkins, Watkins. The future of Ron Watkins. There's some sort of rumor that he's the lead quacker. Like that he is the posting quacker. That he's the dude. Honestly, I can't even believe that any of them would still the goalposts have been moved so many times that why would they still stay in that? Well, so he's upright. With the 9 of Pentacles. And we have the Hierophant card on its side. Could be some issues with the government. Okay, so that looks different. Saving all his coins. He's got lots of coins. He loves money. Here's some of the articles he's posted. Oops. Kaboom. So there's going to be a big problem. 3 of Swords. Wow. There's money issue. Oh, boy. Yep. Big problem. Boy, it doesn't get any bigger than that. Does it? Oh, he knows, too. He's going to try to run away. He's cooking up a scheme right now. Wow, that's hard to get out of that energy. That energy, this is happening, I think, right now. You know? Like this week. He's going to lie and try to squirm out of this. He could try to run away. He could go to jail. And indeed he should, right? I mean, for what he's done. Yeah. So, well, we got the 8. So he's in, Ron Force. He's in big trouble. Wow, I wonder if he'll get out of it. Wow, this is really bad. I didn't expect it to be that bad. But this combo is devastating. It's so completely opposite of these cards over here of stability. It's almost like he knows they're going to come for him. And he's already hatched a plan on how to get out. So that was a really interesting question, Prairie. And lucky girl. So stay tuned. But let's see how soon this happens. He's already having a problem since that interview. The gym is in the United States. Okay, so does this, are we going to hear about this big problem with Ron Watkins in the next 2 weeks? I think we will, because the Tower and the Three of Swords is fast. Especially when they're together. I hate to see those cards in anyone's reading. Okay. Does this happen in the next 2 weeks? It was Lucky Girl and Prairie, I think, talking about it in the chat. So does this happen in the next 2 weeks with Ron Watkins? Wow. Okay, so some of this has already happened. And he was betrayed by somebody. Yeah, secrets to be revealed. This is right. And look, Jay, you said 10 of Swords, right? So, wow. There's big problems for him. People could, people whose lives that they've been able to turn around, but after getting tricked by him, they could come after him too, Some of the knuckle-dragging Neanderthals. Oh boy, yeah. Someone that was associated with him has turned. Something, wow. So, and these are already taking place. So yes, there's a court date. We're going to hear about it. Looks like he's waiting. See, he knew it was coming. He knew it was coming. Look, same card. He's trying to run away. Trying to make a delay. Yeah, so we will, but then there'll be more on this. I think we should point out that this is the Virgo card and the Libra card. So September, October, when this really comes to a head. There could be just a smattering of it. And then it gets delayed until the really big problems come up there. Yeah. Okay. Let's take a look at Josh Hawley. He has, Marjorie Taylor Greene has, I'm just going to call her MTG like everybody does. She's gotten a lot of contributions, but Josh Hawley hauled in $3 million. Over $3 million. Good one, Sherry. Thumbs up if you want Mick Gaetz to go. All right, so Josh Hawley, his political future. Because remember, he was asking questions. Oh boy, they just had break, right? He doesn't have a concrete plan. He needs a plan. He's glad for the backing. He's toast. Something didn't go right. His association with someone else is coming up with another male. Yeah, and he could be tied into helping others get into the cap. He could be tied up with the tours. This is all coming very quickly. He wanted to be the star. He wanted to be the emperor. He wanted to be the ruler. He wanted to take Trump's place. And I think he's going to get in trouble for part of the tours and being down there by the Capitol. But I'm seeing this as he led someone guided, this is like a guided tour, right? Sorry, Oh boy. So there's trouble coming for him. We're not far. We're not far from that. And he may have to go. You know, he may have to go. That doesn't look good for him. There's that King of Cups again on the bottom. He'll be an emotional plea. Wow, so I'm glad you guys had me ask that question about Ron Watkins. Okay, so we did Trump's speech. Okay, so I want to ask about the UAE Princess Latifa, and I want to ask about Harris and her team. Let's do the what is happening to the Dubai ruler's daughter, Princess Latifa. What is happening to her? Dubai's ruler's daughter, Princess Latifa. The UAE has been asked to prove that she's alive and well. High five, Paces. It's so good to see you. Okay, the UAE hasn't proven Princess Latifa is alive. So what's going on with her? And I guess her other sister was kidnapped or missing since 2000. So this is really strange. Okay, so infighting, drama, contest of wills. That isn't a good. Kardashians and the family in the UAE. She has been put on hold. She maybe have been trying to fight to get what she wanted, but she couldn't make any progress. They've judged her and sort of sentenced her to be by herself with this Queen of Swords. Armed guards. Oh, good for you, 5 Paces. Congratulations on your second shot. A lot of work. They're making her do work on something. Yeah, they're making her do a lot of work. They've judged her and they're making her do work. This is like she's being kept in a place where she has to work for her food. Oh, thanks, Miss Hope. That's very kind of you. I get alone, isolation. And they may have, for entertainment purposes only, YouTube, they may have hurt her. So that isn't a very good card, but she's a fighter. So hopefully we'll get some more information about her soon. She's wishing. She wants to, be on her own. Thanks, Mr. Paul. That's very kind of you. I hope you're feeling better. Apparently, a lot of Jen Lynn was sick all week last week. My allergies, I went from my eyes, I tried to continue to do my readings, and we did, but my eyes were watery, and then, my nose, so it's, oh, thanks, Miss Deborah. That's very kind of you. Hopefully we'll talk later. Okay, so this princess is and she's in an embattled situation. It's very difficult. They're making her do work. She's been judged. She's by herself. It's very difficult. So that's, well, at least it isn't, the death card. And have a good day, Jam Day. All right, he always leaves right around 1 o'clock. All right, so that doesn't look very good for her. We didn't get the most horrible cards, but she's definitely in a tough situation, and she's been judged by her family. Now, in one of the previous readings, we saw that Harris would, so Biden tapped Harris to be in charge of the border situation. And we saw that she was going to be able to do a really good job, right? Nobody's been able to fix it. None of the men presidents have been able to fix it, but put Kamala in there, and we saw that she would make a deal with the leaders of Mexico, Guatemala, and Honduras. So let's see if this will continue to be successful. Thanks, Miss Patricia. That's very kind. All right, so let's see. All right. Harris, will she continue to be successful working with these individual leaders? They're making a plan on how to move forward. Vice President Harris will be successful. It always comes out Pootie's got his hand in the pot and, somewhere. I'm thinking he tried to even make some offer to some of those leaders himself just to stir the pot. Will Vice President Harris be successful in making a deal to resolve the border issues? Thank you, Jay. Thanks so much, you guys. Yeah, me too. I haven't heard from, I'll have to email David. Well, it's going to involve some cash. Oh, thanks, Tisha. Tisha, that's very kind of you. Thanks very much. I'll take those blessings and send them right back to you. Thanks, Maria. Thank you so very much. All right. Yeah, boy, she's trying. T-Bar, thanks so much, T-Bar. You're the best. Okay. Yeah, boy, she's really getting in there with all kinds of suggestions, ideas, big amount of creative conversations, increased talks, more talks. Aw, thanks, Prairie. Love you too. Thanks so much. She's meeting up with a little bit of opposition. She knew she would. I just get that she is going to be able to pull this off. I think so. Thanks, Maria. Thank you so very much. I think she continued. Boy, we already know that she's coming up with it, and there's a judgment, and I think that she does very well with this. I think she does really well. I think she goes in there and gets the job done. When no man was able to do it. So I'm really proud of her. The Judgment and the Queen of Swords is that, that the same sword is in the Justice, and she gets it done. Good for her. Good for her. And that is, she's Libra, right? So that is an air Libra card. All right. Let me ask what you and I need to know. I'll be back on Wednesday. Thanks so much. Thank you, Maria. Thanks so much. You guys, thanks so much. That's very helpful. All the moderators, everyone. Hope everyone's allergies are, slowing down or getting better. All right, let's see what you and I need to know. Man, I got through all my questions today. And thanks for that great question about Ron Watkins. Wow, that's an explosive situation. We got the Tower and Three of Swords for Trump and Gaetz and Watkins. Three Stooges. What do you and I need to know for today and tomorrow? So I'll be back on Wednesday. Thanks so much for the donations and moderators. You guys are awesome. Okay, well, so there's her outcome cards. So we'll, watch her actions and decisions. We got the Fool card for our card of the day. You can always find us on Instagram or Facebook, card of the day. So if we have that with the Queen of Swords, making decisions to free ourselves up from encumbrances. This is all about freedom. Freedom to travel. Okay. Trying to make travel plans. Search for deals online. I get that we're, just really going to be discovering our freedom, trying to make the travel plans. A lot of us will be on the internet. We're almost there. Stay steady. Try not to schedule your trips too quickly. Give yourself plenty of time to get things together. Also stay balanced. Make sure that you give yourself an extra few minutes, get up early enough for extra few minutes in the mornings to do a little meditation or a gratitude list with your coffee, centering, or you could be running out of the house without matching shoes on. 7 of Wands. His shoes don't match. Okay, so that way you're more centered and balanced. Okay, when we hear the news, put the yucky stuff in the past. It could be more rain showers, but try not to allow your emotions to get out of whack when we hear about some of these worldly issues. Yeah, I think look at all the travel cards that we're getting, I think that we're really looking to see where it is that we want to go after this time, after this big change. Sometimes I forget to take slippers off and put shoes on. That's all right. Okay. I'm going to go with, since this is a lone queen, and we have the high priestess, and we need extra time in the morning and extra time to plan our travels, right? I'm going to go within as well. Just really, do some of your meditations. Give yourself plenty of get started early time. All right. And there's going to be some worldly secrets that come out. Don't get upset about it. Try not to keep yourself free. Avoid drama at all costs. You could step in your own little puddle. So be very careful to avoid drama. Give yourself some extra time to plan your travel. Plenty of time is key, okay, with this combination. And don't let world drama get you down. Plenty of time to travel and plenty of you time. Okay, so doing some things by yourself would be really great. So just be your own best friend today, tomorrow, if you need to go somewhere, do a little road trip. But giving yourself plenty of time for these upcoming travel plans. Don't rush. And time in the morning. Okay. All right, you guys. I have some readings to do. I have to reschedule one for later today. So thank you so much for the super chats and all the moderators and everybody that joined us today. You guys mean the world to me. I love our community. All right. And don't forget Jen Lynn at tomorrow night at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Much love to you. See you later.